In July of 2004, my son Levi was murdered by his roommate.
I found out about Violent Crime Victim Services from my best friend who has murdered her family.
Well, my first experience with Violent Crime Victim Services was on the morning my son was murdered. The chaplain at that time, he arrived at my door about 3 o'clock in the morning to let me know my son had been shot and that I needed to get down to the hospital right away.
April 20th, 2003, my daughter, Kelsey, she was 8, was shot and killed by my ex-husband. And that day, my whole life turned upside down.
I first came in contact with Violent Crime Victim Services probably about 2 to 3 weeks after my husband was killed.
I know that we met with the facilitator of violent crime victims, and we went into a support group. I remember that. I don't remember the first meeting, the second meeting, the third. I don't remember how many meetings we went to.
When I first walked in, I was scared, and the support group helped me by listening to them and their strength and their courage, helped me go home and explain to my son. I was able to help me when he got ready to talk. I was able to listen to him.
Having the victim advocate go into proceedings with us and keeping us informed of what was going on through the court system helped us out a lot. If we get something in the mail, something that we're not sure of, we'd call the victim advocate up. He would explain it to us.
I've been going around for months up to that point, the 3 months, just trying to figure out where it was going and what to do. People at work were kind of like, nobody really knew what to say, everybody was avoiding me, and just kind of felt like I could finally let my guard down and talk about it and not have people just go, it's been 3 months, you know, get over it. And that was the hardest part.
When you're in the first year or two of this, it's not a healthy situation, and there's no way out of that except, you know, to take the best care that you can of yourself. And so having people come alongside you who understand and befriend you was very, very comforting and very much helped to heal me and get me on a path that I knew I needed to take.
When you just find out that your loved one's been murdered, your whole world's upside down. It's, you can't think, you don't know, you know, you forget to eat.
What made us decide to reach out to make the connection, there was no real decision process there. We were overwhelmed with everything that was going on at the time. And we were looking for some kind of support. Now, maybe we didn't verbalize that, but we were desperate at the time.
During that court proceeding and through the sentencing hearing, having my new friends, the peer support that I had with the individuals from the group, very comforting that, you know, they'll take their time out of their day and out of their own grief and what they're going through to come and sit beside you. My
son was a police officer. He was well known in the community. He was well known by a lot of people, more than I even realized. And with that, the crisis intervention provided a means for my family and my friends to be able to ask questions, learn about the court systems and what we can expect in the coming months and years, as it turns out.
Violent Crime Victim Services was the best help in my life when I had my loss. And I can tell you that today, they'd be there for me.
Hello, I'm Lou Cox, the founder of Violent Crime Victim Services. This organization was born out of the violent death of my 22-year-old daughter, Carmen. Violent Crime Victim Services was created to assist co-victims of homicide to cope with the aftermath of a loved one who had their life taken violently. You have seen and listened to some victim survivors who received tragic news they thought only happened to other people. The challenge is to reconnect from a traumatic experience can be overwhelming. But with time, hard work, counseling, aid of a support group, or turning towards one's faith, life can once again have meaning after such a devastating loss.